Nice little start on a Monday morning. We're starting to see a little bit of greenness within the market, guys. As you can see, altcoins are starting to wake up at the moment, as well as Bitcoin. We've had a nice little Bitcoin push. We're now sitting just above the $28,000 level. And I know what everyone's thinking. Is this a fake out point? I'm pretty sure tons of people are saying it's time to short. And we're going to speak about it. We're going to speak about, is this level safe? Again, is this going to continue? Or are we going to create this massive head and shoulders on the daily chart? Because if Bitcoin doesn't get through 30K, there's a very bad bearish signal that's being played out on the weekly. And that might open doors for maybe a possible lower $20,000 Bitcoin. So we're going to speak about this current pump and is it sustainable? Plus, what is happening to altcoins? Why are we starting to get a nice little altcoin push at the moment? Is that because we have Ethereum? Apparently, we got some news today, maybe on the ETF. That'll be crazy. That'll be crazy if that does happen. So we have something happening there with Ethereum, and we want to know, is this dominance going to continue to the downside? Because we have had a dominance bounce in the last 24 hours. We had a Bitcoin pump, and overall, the market's looking pretty toppy on the smaller time frames. And we want to know, again, are we just going to range? Time to sell out, wait for range lows, bunch of red coming. We've got to prep for a lot of it. I'm going to be speaking about my trades. I took profits on Solana. I'm going to explain to you guys why I took profits on Solana. And we're going to speak about my Doge position, which is now nearly $500,000 big. Massive position. Remember, it's not about money. It's about me having the conviction of putting real skin, having skin in the game, and showing you guys where you need to be mentally to make money when the market's getting so boring, right? When no one wants to do anything. So I want to speak about that and my next big trades. We also have Dyl over here, currently traveling. You know, as soon as the markets go bull, now it's time to go on holiday. It's time to spend money. It's time to do these things. So Dylan's not even in the office today. He's making bank on that, on those exchanges. So you're not even there. Like a Dyl, I'll bring you back shortly. So Dyl's in it hard, guys. We have the BitGate competition starting. Lots to happen. No more wasting time. But again, I'm sorry, guys. I know it's old school, but this song got us through the bull markets. And ever since we've been playing this song, we've had a little bit of greenness and the market's been up. So yet again, get out of bed and let's go, baby.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, again, they got go. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up. Get up.
Banter fam, happy Monday to you all. Can we pop a poll, please? Are we bearish or are we bullish? We spoke about this on the weekend. How much? I think 55% of the audience were bullish. And we had a nice little bullish pump. I want to know how you guys are feeling now. Probably a lot of people saying bull trap, right? Probably a lot of people, which may be. We're going to speak about that. How do we prepare if the market rejects here again? Time to take profits. You know, we got to start understanding that the market doesn't owe us anything, and we got to trade what it's providing. Right now, we're seeing this. And this is what I want you guys to be very wary of when the market wakes up, because at some point, you're going to hit a 3 to 6 month to 9 month rally in one direction. We've already had the downward side. We've had the sideways side for a while now. And at some point, you're going to start the upwards trend. And I want you guys to remember that the power of these things is getting it when the market slows down, is when to get those entries. And then when the market wakes up, you know, you got to start playing strategy. You got to start understanding what you're doing. And the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of people are going to play the same trap of market starts to explode. They start to buy up over here. And then there's the fast shakeout and then the continuation. So it does mean you have to start planning for these quick drops and these pullbacks and these support buys. I want to show you guys a lot about this today, because if you buy here, you're in crap. You're gonna use this massive opportunity that you have, and you're actually gonna destroy yourself in the process. If you start being patient and waiting for very clever retest buys, you're gonna be okay, because you can have your stop losses here, your risk is counted. You know, you got to understand that a bull market or a bull run or anything like that is also pretty hard to trade, because it comes down to timing and it comes down to patience. And a lot of us last week, we spoke, how long did I hold that Doge position for? How long did I hold the Solana position for? I held that still when I was in Singapore. And that's why, because it was going flat and I had to survive. The first thing you do when you enter a trade is you got to survive. Once you survive, you got to fix your risk. Once you got that, then you focus on making the money. And we got through that phase. So I just want to, again, just explain these different things that if the market goes full bull now, how are we going to trade it? If it rejects now, how are we going to trade it? You know, you just got to fully understand that. So the first thing I do want to do is I'm going to be bearish, right? I'm going to start off bearish. Let's feed the bears slightly. What's the poll? Bull trap 53%. So everyone's not believing the pump right now. Cool. Let's go through the different scenarios. So I'm going to start off bearish first, and I'm going to say this is a bull trap. Okay. And I'm going to show you the scenario of what I think. So what the big danger is now is firstly where we bounced was good. Okay. You could see over there, good support buy, and that's around the areas of the mid 25Ks. Then you basically got the ceiling top over here, which is the area of around $31,000, $32,000. That's our rooftop at the moment, okay? Now, what we're basically happening is we changed from the strong direction. Remember, the beginning of the year, we were just progressing and passing levels like super strong the whole time. And you could see every time we had a previous high, you could see how we just smashed through it, turned support, and we went. There's the previous high, smashed through it, went through, and we went. Until we got to this point over here now where we started to slow down quite a bit. And now what the concern is we have a bad bearish pattern to play out. And what that basically means is this is the last line for the bulls to get through this very critical area. You know, this critical area of this 31 separates us from a 40K Bitcoin and still having the possibilities of a 20K over here. So it's a very significant area of where we are, especially on the weekly chart, that if this is a true bull push and it's really strong, they have work to do and we have to progress through this level very quickly, because otherwise it's getting to a point of a higher time frame offload zone where anytime big wallets here, you know, a lot of latecomers are buying at these areas. This is a big offloading circle over here. And usually when they offload, it sort of reminds me a little bit of this area over here. And that's this area, this time when we went to that 60K zone. You see here, where we basically made this range of, we were going so strong. Came down and we hit. Came down, we hit. And we kept hitting. And therefore, after that, look what happened. You know, you ended up having a massive correction of going from 63K all the way down to 32,000. That was a 50% pullback. So if we don't progress and get out of this bad pattern over here, it's very likely that this could be a head and shoulders, and this could be bearish. This could be something that could, you know, end up getting us down to the lower levels. And that's if we don't get through this area over here, which is probably likely where we're going from here, to be honest. We do have a big zone, and I'll speak about that now, what we've got to get through. But it's very likely that this could continue to this area. But if we don't get through that, guys, this could happen and this could happen. And that sub 20K could still be an area, okay? We've hit there once before. And what it is showing here was this was a quick dip that came in and got bought really quick. And there may still be a lot of liquidity that's sitting in this area over here. Guys, if that happens and this does play out, you know, you're looking around a 30 to 40% pullback from Bitcoin. We add that into things as in Ethereum and things like that. You know, you're basically looking at areas of Ethereum going down back to around the 1100, if not the 1200 sort of zones. Okay, so I'm going to go bearish on this view at the moment, and then I'm going to speak about the other side, okay, of us getting through that. So that you guys are aware. Now, if we do have this dominance continues to the upside, expect an even bigger pullback from altcoins. You know, let's actually go through a few and just give you a little bit of understanding. 66 cents now, 40 cents, 30 cents on the big pullback. You're basically looking around about a 40% possible pullback, and that's if dominance is nice to us. If dominance goes up, you know, altcoins can get smashed quite a bit. And what you're starting to see here with a lot of altcoins, they are literally at resistance trends. They haven't broken through just yet. So that big rejection is still there. It still definitely is there. And that is something we have to be very wary of right now. Okay. Now, let's quickly speak about the other side, and let's go a little bit more into the understanding of where we're at. And let's speak about the bull. So the bull side of this thing is, you basically got this wall, right? So you got this wall of 25K. Let's actually clear up this chart over here. You have 25K as your support, and you have 31K as your resistance, okay? Very, very, very simple to understand that. Now, one team is going to win. So I just spoke about it now. If we don't go here, we reject. It's very likely we're going here. And if we go there, we can lose that, and that creates 20K, okay? That would be my target if that happens. Now, let's speak about bull. Bull, you got to understand that this area that we're fighting right now, for me, still determines bear market to bull market. It's still this big band that we used to hold the whole of the bull markets, and it was always a safe barrier for us, these areas. Ever since we've lost that, it's been pure bear land, right? So what you see over here is as soon as you can get through this level, now you start looking at the next major areas, and you can see the big gap that happens there on a weekly. The bears are going to try their everything to protect that 31.32. And reason being is because you've got a huge expansion of the chart if we get through those levels. And a lot of people, your last line of defense here is your bears sitting at these areas over here. But therefore, after that, you got these massive gaps. And if we do have the bullish scenario, the way we want this to play out is this must rampage here now. Literally to around a 32, 33, maybe a small pullback, and then we get going. And if that does happen, there is a probability of a 40K Bitcoin in 2023. Crazy. We can't count it up, but that's the play that we needed to happen. And remember, what's pretty nice about this is I actually bring up a little bit of the RSIs, just to see the weekly stocks. And this bad boy is only just taken off over here. Like there's still room, right? There's still quite a bit of room at the moment. And you could see last time when something played like this was this whole leg over here that happened in that area over there. So we do have still some momentum here. And what I do see on the stock over here is I do see a little bit of a trend. There we go. So it's important this week that we do continue through to the upside. Guys, if that happens again, like I said, there could be a 40K Bitcoin, and it will happen pretty quick. And the way that will happen is you'll have so many shorts piled up over here. All their stop losses will be above, and it will just create this squeeze, this quick squeeze to the upside if that happens. Now, let's quickly jump into shorter time frames, because now we know the higher time frame views of where we're at. 29K is very important, guys. Very important zone, because I spoke about this $31,000 being that top, right? So that's that part where they've been offloading. But when they started winning the battle and they started beating these levels, where basically this used to be support over here and the bears won. Then this was support over here and the bears won. And now they've been trying to get through this level over here at the moment, okay? Now what's basically happened was the strong wall that used to be here, they moved. They moved over here, boom, to hold it. Then what happened is then they got another push to the downside. So what happened? They moved this over here. Oh, why is this not moving now? There we go. Over here to this wall over here. So now the support over here is the zone of where they're trying to protect. So for me, this 29K wall is going to be stronger than the 31,000. So if I think about today as a trader, I do think we reject. And then we're going to look at the two plays here. So the first thing is I think there's a little bit more upside. A little bit of upside to possibly around 29. Now, this is a very bad risk to reward to enter a trade over here, because you can have this much loss if you get it wrong, and only this much reward if you get it right. So risk to reward is terrible when it comes to, entering Bitcoin now. But if you have a look here, a little bit up, then I'm going to go bull scenario. There is a quick rejection, and that rejection is to around 27.5, around that zone, and then lift off and we go. And that would just mean we need a temporary cool down, because if you look at a lot of the smaller time frame RSIs, they are getting quite toppy. So look here on the 8 hour. So what that's going to teach you guys, it's going to teach you again that market is turning bullish, and it is breaking a very important trend, by the way. This trend over here, this was the trend that came all the way from the top. Big trend to be breaking, which means we can be turning quite bullish on the higher time frames. But what this yet means again is you need to be patient with those buys and buy the quick pullbacks. Very important. So if you can see here that your 8 hour and your 12 hours at the top, it does mean that there's a short-term pullback coming. So what that basically means is if we go to 29, there will be a quick pullback that could happen to around 27.5. That's where you want to buy the longs. That's where you want to get through. If you're at a point now where you're tired of holding coins, you're tired of going through rich, poor, start TPing at these resistances now, make some money, feel it again. Let's get back and let's get better buys. And that's why I'm going to speak about the whole Solana entry and why I took profits on Sol. Because now I'm at that point of making money, and I got to get used to doing that. As much as I want the tokens to go a lot more, I got to understand that. So this is the one play over here that I do think a rejection's coming. Then you have the ultimate bull scenario, where this literally just rampages through here. And if it gets through this zone of 30K, guys, 30K is literally resistance now. There will be a massive shoot to here. And I don't know if this will hold. If we get through that, guys, you may blink and you may see all of a sudden Bitcoin is in the mid 30,000s. And that can happen really fast, which still means if you don't have your buys now, you have to wait for the pullback. You can't buy into this now. Now, I'm going to explain and show you a few altcoins that are in a different scenario, and their risk is at a good play where you can still be looking at a few altcoins in the sense because dominance is purely up at the moment and it's very much focused on Bitcoin. But you still got to just understand where we're at right now. And if this happens, this big explosion, you got to sit back and ride what you have, and then we get in on the next pool. But we actually do want this to happen. I know if you don't have the buys or don't have these things, I know a lot of people are in the markets, but if you don't, like, we want it to happen. Why? Because let's just call it done with 31,000. Let's get it done. Let's get through 30. Let's get to 35. Let's get to 40. And then we get the pullbacks and we will go. But just time it, guys. Understand that the market is going to go, if it goes full bull, it's going to go so fast up. And there's going to be quick shakeouts. You got to remember what the bull market brought for us. The bull market brought massive gains to the upside, but these nasty liquidation wicks, because as soon as you get this, it creates so much hype where everyone's longing. They shake them out quickly, guys. And that's when the tools of the 618s and all these things that we teach you, the stuff, that's when they come into play. So just again, use your 4-hour, 8-hour, and 12-hour RSIs as knowing of these areas. See, now that my views are a little bit up, now run comes in support. What's happening?
Bull market Sheldon.
Bull market Sheldon. We do know this is my market, bro.
Oh, bro.
This is my market.
Right, first of all, thank you.
It's a pleasure, sir.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you
what
for
happened?
The Solana, thank you for the
Oh,
Solana
you got it.
position
You got it.
and
You got it.
Which you called. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the rune position, which you called. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Pleasure, bro.
Thank you very
Pleasure.
much.
We just got to make back for the dot and the Cardano.
You still, I'm still going to send you an
Dot
invoice
and
for the
Cardano.
dot
Okay, so
and
we've got two massive ones and we've got two ones. What's your thoughts on this current move at the moment?
I think
Fake or real?
Go back to my video from 1st of September. I said to you, we're going to end September, we're going to end October, we're going to end November, we're going to end December. I'm sticking to it.
Okay, and what's this thoughts of let's say while you're here, Benjamin Cowan? I was wrong.
Okay, now go back to mine. Go to mine.
Go
Go to my profile. Go to my profile.
Okay, let's go to yours.
Are we friends on Twitter?
Yeah, we are friends.
Oh,
We're
we are
following
friends.
each other
Okay,
for now.
good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
scroll.
Okay, you tell me when to stop.
There, stop. Go again.
This one, eh?
I was right.
I
I was right.
You were right. We had a green. Thank you, bro. Okay. We'll jump back. We actually got a lot to talk about this whole Benjamin Cowan thing. There's a lot to speak about there. Let's quickly go back over here. Okay, cool. There we go. So, guys, again, focus on that timing. Super important. But right now, we've broken trend. We've got to think bull. And we do know on the higher time frame that ideally we have to get through the 30K on this move. Now, let's quickly go through what happened with the altcoins. So, quite interesting. Dominance started to drop pretty hard. Over a few days, we started to see a little bit of an altcoin awakening. We started to see Ethereum awaken. And then all of a sudden, a Bitcoin pump came out of nowhere yesterday and bounced the dominance. So it does look still to this point that dominance is strong. But one thing you do have to understand, and this may be a good thing, you've got to understand that if Bitcoin has to get through 31,000, it needs a lot of support, guys. It needs a lot. So if it's going to suck from altcoins to get through that, cool. You know, we can take the short-term sacrifice. Does not mean you're not going to get popcorn effect. Where these altcoins just go. Look at Thorchain, look at Solana. A lot of that's going to happen now as soon as the market goes bull. So you got to be prepared for that. Okay. But what we also got to remember is this has been on an upside rampage for a while. And ever since it has been on the upside rampage, it has been a bullish Bitcoin. So we can be grateful for that if this is looking to go bull, maybe that means Bitcoin is still extremely bull. And I think the way it would happen now is if the market goes bullish and Bitcoin goes really bullish, expect dominance to go up. If Bitcoin starts to dump, expect dominance to go down. So it does look like also, you know, they got strength in the pullbacks at the moment, but may not have as much strength at the moment. It's crazy how 24 hours just change. But right now, it looks like dominance is getting up. And if you look here, there's some short-term trend breaks that are happening over there. So we're going to keep eye on that and see where that's tomorrow. ETH, there we go. There's the rejection of ETH to Bitcoin. So at the moment, keep an eye on this. This is a bullish pattern, but ideally, maybe with the ETF, maybe with the ETF. Come on, we can get ETH to explode because we can thank ETH last week for giving us a little bit of a dominance drop. And that's what created a lot of the altcoins to move. So we're going to keep eye on this chart too. And then when it comes to the Ethereum chart, looking pretty good. No real breakouts at the moment. There's a short-term breakout, but where it bounced is good. It's very likely that if Bitcoin continues, you know, we're pushing to around the 1900. And only once we get through that big wall of 2000 is when we can start looking at levels of maybe 2,600, 3,000 and these sort of things. So we'll keep an eye on ETH. I spoke to guys that I've been buying a lot. I spoke about why I think ETH's bullish at these areas over there. Okay, let's jump in over here quickly and let's speak about it. So Solana, guys, I'm out. A little bit sad. I got out a little bit early, but let me explain my scenario of it. So here we go. This is what happened. So I made around 16,000. It was around $15,000 on the Solana trade, and I TP'd early. I TP'd at 22. I TP'd at 22. If I held it to 24, I would have been up another 15K. But end of the day, it's about momentum and making money. You know, to FOMO now is crazy. But reason being is we had this little move over here, previously the dump, and I took the 618 and I was like, okay, what does that mean? Because I wasn't getting super bullish yet. I was still protecting myself, and you could see this is where my 618 was. So I had a bunch of TPs. I wanted to get in just before it, and I put it at 22. 22 is where I got out. 5 minutes later, it was at 24, so I was pissed off, but I'm still grateful. I made the money, which is good, and now I gotta wait. This is the hard part now. As much as I want more Solana, I think it's going to explode. I think it's doing good. It does have now the higher time frame 618, so I just want to explain to you guys the next major resistance on the Solana move, because it does look like it still has a bit more gas in the tank over here, and that 618 is round about the areas of 25, 26. Now guys, if you did catch this trade, I'm not giving any advice here, but I would say get really used to taking profits, especially when we nail them perfectly, because there is going to be a pullback at some point. Right now it does look like a little bit more upside. I do think Solana continues up, but at some point we'll have this quick shakeout, and then I'll be looking at getting some more entries. So it's definitely one of the most bullish coins right now. It absolutely exploded yesterday, did really well. Just be very patient on your timing. So again, I'm expecting a little bit more upside from the whole market in general, and then I do think there's a shakeout coming, and I think we'll catch it pretty nice around 22, 23. So we've got to be a bit more patient. If you're still in the trade, again, 25, 26, these are probably the great TP zones to be protecting yourself and just taking some sort of profits for now. So it's good. It's not fully out this massive range of 32. So if we want to go, let's go the bull and bear scenario here quickly as I'm going to start doing a lot of them. If we go here and we reject, it's something like this or something like this, right? There's the risk, okay, if it goes wrong against us. Ultimate bull is we hit here, and we start to break through there. Then you start to have the, you know, the $40, $50, $60. So we'll soon see if it's that market yet, but for now, just be good on you know, banking, being consistent. Now here, guys, still one that hasn't popped yet. Let me show you my position that I'm in. So you guys obviously know I'm like heavily loaded in Doge at the moment. So over here, when I took profits on my Solana, because I had a really good Doge entry, I started to add in a little bit more to my Doge position. So at the moment, you can see my average entry is around 6.1, 6.2. We've been taking time. Look at that daily break over there. And I ended up buying a little bit more in. So I'm in $189,000 over here. Again, it's not about me showing money. It's not the point. It's the point of making money, right? So there we go. Over the last thing, where's my percentage? Why is it not showing my percentage? But I'm around about 180% up on this account, and that's all that matters, right? It just matters the sense of making money. So Doge, I'm still in, guys. I do still think that there might be a short-term pullback. So let me go through here. If there is, I think it's the ultimate time to load up with low risk. But if there is a pullback around the 6.2, 6.18, my entries, and then explosion over there. Nice little stop losses. I have a stop loss at 6.1 at the areas. Or what happens is, and what I'm waiting for, 4 or 5 hours from now, Powell speaks. Come on. We need that. We need the continuation. Or what will happen from here is this will explode up to these areas. I would TP there, get in, and then go to the next one. So I'm keeping eyes here. Be a little bit patient. I'd wait for a couple percent pullback from Doge if you want to get into it. But I know a lot of people are still in it. So I'm huge in it now. Here's my other account over here, which is 5K up at the moment. It was 2K down last week. Now I'm up. So I'm $205,000 long over here. And over here, I am $189,000 long. Whew. Okay. Long at the moment. Okay, cool. Let's go through the trades quickly, and I'm going to bring Dill on now in a sec. I'm going to go through tons of coins for you guys quickly. So the one that I'm looking at right now, the coin that I'm actually taking an XRP long for money, not for because I love XRP, but for money. I'm looking at what's still new, still fresh, and still has room to the upside. What I like about XRP is 2-3 days back, we had this little push very quickly that took us to around 55 to 56 cents. And usually when that's interest. And usually we'll tend to follow back to those higher areas. So here's my two plays. There's either a small pullback that comes to around 5.1 5 sort of thing, a retest of the breakout. You can see this did break out the daily over here. So it's either a small pullback with the market now, and that's where I'm in. That's why I've been longing in this area over here, or the bull play. The bull play, where we start to break up, and ultimately my target is this resistance over here, which is around 62 cents. So if we look at the moment where we at, I'm basically looking at a 15 to 80% trade at the moment. So I'll show you my position, and then after this we'll go full altcoins. There's my position over there. It's around about a $90,000 position size at the moment, and as you can see, I'm still sitting with a lot of cash here on the side waiting for the next ones, and one of the next ones, by the way, let me just confirm here, guys, just before I jump onto it. I'll probably protect myself around 505, around below these daily candles inside this trend. If you want to put stop losses, super important. You don't have to use stop losses. Go watch my stop loss videos. They'll help you a lot. This is the one that I actually really want more of an entry on, because I took it on margin, but I really want more of it, is this play over here, which is Phantom. Phantom for me is still one of the ultimate trades that I'm preparing for to really make some good cash. Reason being is obviously long down cycle on the daily. And now we're at the point of a bullish pattern and a breakout. So I want to see if there's a retest or a continuation. So yeah, as you can see, sorry, there we go. There's my 2 plays. It's either going to be a small pullback, and there will be my buys around it's around about the 20 cents mark, so about 2% lower from where we are now. That's where I want to get it. Otherwise, it's going to explode up, get there, and build in. So that's why I have extra cash over here, because I still want to get the Phantom position. I think we can hold this one for long, and it can be a really good one. Okay, Dil, let's jump on. Have you got your screen, bro?
I've got my screen, bro. What's up, everybody? I'm sitting in a glass box. Literally, it's quite small and tight in here. Yeah,
I can hear.
It's not ideal. Okay, I'm just pulling up my screen.
All good. We forgive you. Market pumped. So here, while you're doing that, I'm gonna rock through these quickly, guys. So, and then you can bring yours on, Dom. So again, the next one, if we get the pullback now from Theta, I want the buys at 64. So again, I think it's going to be a 2% pullback. I'm buying up on these. Theta is one of them over here. I really want this long, as I do think, this has its way to make up to around 90 cents. So good trade over there. Remember your stop losses, guys, right at the bottom of these previous daily lows. It all comes down to risk to reward. Look at things like Matic right there. So a lot of altcoins are like waiting. They're like literally at that point now of we're at resistance. So this is great because we can add this on a little bit later. But there's Matic at the moment sitting right at resistance. So the way you want to play this is you would like to have a little pump retest, and then that would be the trade. That would ultimately be the big move. So keep an eye. Remember, you traded Sol now. You traded Doge now. So when they run and they tired, go look for the trades that are next. You know what I mean? Go look at what's breaking next major trends. Algo, same thing. Look at it. Focus on this little break over here. So a lot of altcoins are sitting. Look at Super. There's my 2 plays on Super at the moment. Right at resistance. Broke trend. So if there's a nice 4%, there's a pullback. That's the buy for Super. Stop loss right on the previous low. Great. Or it's going to break up, retest, and then go. So a lot of these coins. Look at Atom. Boom, everything on daily trends right now. This is a big moment for a lot of altcoins. Look at things like Sandbox out, so either small pullback. You can see everything because dominance is now in that way. Guys, I would probably, I don't know about you, Dole. I don't know if I want to short it just in case Mark goes bull, but this looks like a TP for Chainlink.
Yeah,
the daily is pretty
close.
toppy. It's like right there. So keep an eye on that, guys. As I said, XRP I'm pretty bullish on. We have Arbitrum right on there. Pay attention. Daily close today. That could be a nice breakout over there. I saw Cardano started to wake up a little bit. So there's the play that I gave you guys actually on Friday. So again, it started to progress pretty strong up. The buys are probably around 25.80, small pullback and then the shoot up. So keep an eye. Definitely AVAX coming back into play. Let's look at things like Injective. That's gone. I think you can give some thoughts on Injective there. There's still a bit of time, but I think we can catch AVAX long in the next week or two if the markets continue good. It's not ready yet. Look at things. There we go. Near. This looks good, bro. Big daily breakout.
I like
this
it.
Retest here. 1.13, that looks good. Stop loss, previous lows. We had Zul. Exactly. Someone said sold Chainlink into Matic. Exactly. Just focus on, guys, all I want you to do is just focus on making money. That's it. Don't worry about it. Don't even put in your head that the bull run started. Like, take profits, buy. Take profits, buy. Like, put stop losses. Like, just keep in that motion. Forget about the past. Super important. And while we're on this, still, I'm going to bring it back literally 2 secs. While we're on this, I want to remind you guys, no one is going to call this market perfectly, but you're going to have many opinions. And all that you can do is use your tools and be consistent. That's what you got to do. And the reason why I'm saying that is, let's actually have a look at this over here. Can you hear this? Can you hear it though? You can't hear it. Okay, let me just make sure that I've selected this. Okay. I just want to see if this works. See this works. But we got Benjamin Carwin, and he says he got it wrong. You know, he said Bitcoin was going to be red in September, and he got it wrong. Can you hear it? Okay, end of the day, we can't hear it beautifully, but he was basically falling on this thing over here and saying, you know, September's are ending red, and he was wrong. We ended up getting green, and he actually came out and he said, guys, like, I was wrong about it. And that's what I want to remind you guys is you're gonna have runs. You know, you had 𝗓𝗓𝗏 that had his run, you had Plan B that had his run. Some guys are gonna hit their streak. Ride them for the streak, but don't always just believe that narrative. Like, you got to jump and you got to be able to shift and use these tools. I'm not always going to call it right. I'm incredibly good in the bull. That's one thing where I'm very good at, is when the markets are going, is getting entries and getting going. These guys are really good when the market's bear. And you got to look at these two different things, that things change. And look at everyone all of a sudden. If Bitcoin goes to 32K, everyone's going to change. And you have to stay structured to who you are and what you do, guys. Super important. That's why pay attention to things like Sniper School, these tools, everything that you're using. Super important. He was here. I was wrong about 23. Super important to see that. Here we go. What is this now? Oh, this is the one that shows, yeah, this one shows that literally 2 times out of the last 10 years, we've actually had a red October. So, you know, stat-wise, we should have a very good October over here. And then this is obviously on the ETF. But let's jump over here back to the charts. So we have 𝗧𝗿 looking really good. Let's see PYR. Oh, remember I spoke to that bottom there. That's good, right at the bottom of the range. I just want to see if there's any new coins breaking out. So look here at a dot. So pay attention to this dot breakout over here. Let's just draw it in. Boom. So if there is a retest, that's the perfect one. Stop loss, previous low, and you can see the room. Everything's showing about 20% to the upside. A small pullback, 20%. It's not showing any massive ones just yet, but definitely short time frame, we are getting a little bit more to the upside. There's BNB looking good. So if you got badass entries, guys, look at that. They got Aptos just popping its head through trend now. I would protect them for now. If you made a lot of money, I'll definitely TP. Oh, this one's going to be good. We got to keep eye on Gala, because if that breaks on the weekly, that can be some big gains. That means gaming. We need to pay attention to gaming. So we must keep an eye on Gala for that big weekly trend over there. Thorchain ripped, broke through that resistance. Very likely, it's terrible to buy it now, but very likely to make its way to around $3 from now. So those who got that, hold strong. Yeah, so guys, pop in the chat right now. Who got Naka? Who got Naka, guys? We called this in November. We've called it a few times within these flags. Look at this. So again, guys, I want to remind you, just pay attention to this, please, and your time frames. What is a reversal? When do I open a trade? When do I add to trades? Because just look at this. Like, I want to just remind you again, this was very much a reversal pattern that formed over here. That's where you start your trades. And then what happens after that is just look how it created these continuation patterns. These are going to be your best tools you can ever use when money season comes. And this may be money season. You never know. But look at that. That's a continuation pattern. And over here, that is a continuation pattern. And look at that. You know, these are areas of where you would have added to your trade or updated your stop. And look at that at the moment. Those for Naka, guys, is way too late to get in now. But end of the day, if it gets through here, all of a sudden we have 1.6. We then have $3. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. We start looking at, we got this thing at around, you know, what, 6 cents, 7 cents, already on a 10x in a bear market. So well done to the guys who hold that. Me personally, I'm holding it to $3. That's my decision over there. We have Render looking good. Okay, Dole, pop that chart. Let's go, bro.
Yeah, I think you've covered pretty much everything I wanted I wanted to mention to you guys, but let's go over
This is
some of
the
the stuff I
altcoin
have
show,
here.
bro. This is the altcoin show.
Okay, so look, the Ethereum thing, I'm still in a nice ETH long. Love this break and retest of the 200-week MA. This was just beautiful. But ETH is at resistance now, guys. So you need to be a little bit cautious here. It's basically the same distance both ways down now. The target up is 200-day MA, and support is this 1660. So I'm watching both these areas. Anything can happen now. I wouldn't be long or short here. If you're looking for an entry, you need to just wait a little bit to see how ETH plays out. Phantom, I'm sitting in a Phantom long as well. I think we did it at the same time. When was that? Friday morning. We just had this feeling that Phantom needed some love. So yeah, Phantom I'm sitting in now. I don't want to exit Phantom until we start losing this trend. I'm looking at a retest here. This is Phantom 12 hour. If we do get this retest, we're looking at 0.2, which is what you were talking about now. It's a 382 pullback on the 50-day MA on the trend. We've got a nice cluster of horizontals here as well. So I quite like that area for any pullbacks. It's a buy for me. I'm going to add. Rune, I caught this little banger last night, straight into resistance here, this 2.28 area. If Rune does pull back, I think this 2 level now is going to be big support. This was major resistance before, and we were saying, last week, there's going to be a lot of stops here. Expect some kind of squeeze if things get aggressive, and it popped right through, and we got what we wanted. So if we get a pullback now, I'm going to try and take some more Rune at about 2 if we get that. So that's something I'm watching. Right now, there's no longs here. If you're in a lower time frame, maybe you're going to look for a flag. You can play that, slightly riskier game. But I'm looking at this 2 level for more buys. Render.
Sorry, we forgot one of the most important indicators of the show. Like, what do you think about Bitcoin popping above the 200 weekly and the 200 daily moving average?
The best.
That's big. That means we got to hold it, though.
It must just hold this for us. Yeah.
But that's a big.
This is exactly what we wanted,
indication.
Bro.
That's exactly. We want to hold that and want to go. Cool. Continue, bro. I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were looking for. We wanted to break through that. Remember, ETH was front running this thing. We were saying things are feeling different. ETH broke those levels and it held support, and all these alts and BTC were sitting at resistance, but it just felt different with ETH cracking on ahead of everything. So I'm loving this current BTC situation. Render, this is what I'm looking at now on the 12 hour. I'm loving this area as a potential bounce zone. You can see we've had an epic 200-day MA rejection on Render. Guys, remember, get this on your charts. This 200-day MA and the 50-day MA are cooking on these altcoins. We banged into the 200-day MA. Pull back now. This is a potential reload area if this market's going to continue. Next area, if we get a bigger pullback, 1.67, I'm looking at for Render. And you can see there's a 382 here. I've got some horizontals as well. So it's an area of interest for me, this 1.67. Rune, we've done. Lido, been traveling nicely with ETH, getting a little bit excited on Lido. Here's your pullback area, 1.62. So if things are going to continue, you can see what I've done here. We've got horizontals. We've got a 382. I've got the little 50-day MA running through here, maybe a little wick down. But I quite like this 1.6 area for Lido on a pullback. You can see it has tried to visit this spot already. Injective, there's a couple of questions on Injective there in the chat. It's kind of mid area for me now. So again, there's no long or short for me yet. I want to see it either break this 8.2. I want to see this get broken for a long. Bears, obviously, this is where you'd potentially look for your shorts if we do get a move up. Any pullbacks now, I think I would look for longs at about 7.6. You could look for a bounce on this area. You can see it's a nice horizontal zone. Could be nice. Banter Discord, we've set alarms here. So you will get pinged if you're a VIP on Banter Discord. 7.6, you're going to get your alarm. For Injective, could be worth a look there. And then lower down, we've got the normal cluster. We got the 200-day, we got the 50-day MA that we're going to watch with the 618 support. Link, I like your comments on Link. We are at a big area here on Link.
A little bit toppy.
Could be, yeah, a little bit toppy. I wouldn't be longing. Remember, Link's been front running this whole move. Like Link was at 5 days ahead of everything. So yeah, I think you need to let Link calm down. I wouldn't rush into Link yet. If it does blow that weekly area that everyone was talking about, I mean, then it could potentially fly because we know all the stops are there, and then it can really explode. But right now, I think there's probably better longs than Link right now, because this 8.4 area looks like quite a strong resistance zone. And then this 9.4 is also quite a big area for me. So I'm going to sit out of Link. AVAX, I'm in an AVAX long. Not from now, from I grabbed it on Friday. Also, it's looking similar to a lot of these alts here, bro. We're sitting in this horizontal area. If the market's going to continue, my target here is 10 for AVAX before we reject. And I quite like that, what you were saying with BTC at 29. Bang there, hit these alts at resistance, and then pull back. So that could time quite nicely.
Get to buy. So again, guys, this market is incredible to make money, but you got to time it. If you chase some,
you can get wrecked. You can get wrecked in this market.
You can get destroyed. Yeah, you can get destroyed. So just be a bit more patient. If you don't have the great buys yet, I definitely think
now's not the time to get loose. You got to like, now you got to focus. There's potential juice here on the table. You got to keep it. You got to stay focused here. We got to get these tight entries, because in this bull market, if you 20xing stuff and you getting your entries wrong, you're going to get absolutely rinsed, guys. So
guys, go vote in the poll. We did a poll now: 25k or 30k in October. Which one we hit first? Right now, 71% saying 30. Oh, you bulls! We're back, baby.
One green weekend.
One green week. Come on!
There's also that money printer.
So, guys, remember you have the Sheldon and Dylan team on BitGet. So my account's going live now today. So there is the competition if you want to trade. And remember, guys, if you are in the UK, I know there's a lot of issues there. You can still use BitGet. So if you want to go below, there is sign-up bonuses, discount on trading fees. If you're looking for exchange, you just can't trade in the competition. One thing you can't do, you can't trade in the competition, but there is an exchange for you. So BitGet is below. Oh, it's all closed now. Okay,
yeah, amazing. I see they were quite strict. They cut off the reg. So you can't register while the competition is running.
You know what? I'm confident that we'll do well. But the thing is, for me, like an upwards market, that's my game. That's my, and I refuse to short. Like I'm not at that stage. Like, I want to be in full mode.
They're not looking for percent P&L. They're actually looking for actual size. So we need to have a strategy discussion on how we're going to play this, because there's guys trading massive size in this BitGet competition, because I think they're ranking you on on actual P&L rather than percent. So we need to have a strategy. Maybe jump on with me later in that live, and let's maybe plan this thing and how we're going to approach it.
Cool. Have you got anything else there, bro?
Ghana, I've been watching over here. It's just banging into resistance. You guys might have got your alarm, so just be careful here on Ghana. It's resistance now. Wait for it to break up. I mean, I know Ghala's been battered and bruised, so there'll be shorts, so many shorts teed up on Ghana. So it could squeeze higher quite easily. If it does go, guys, I'm watching this 50-day MA over here, and this horizontal at 0.165. So just let it break up, let it get some support first. Don't buy into resistance here. And then support to watch is 0.015. So if we get that pullback 0.015, could be a nice buy zone. Tight stop.
Cool, my brother. We'll see you in your show later.
Bro.
Much
later.
Love,
I'm gonna.
Much love. So guys, he is on Banter Plus, so make sure we go to Banter Plus. He's doing a live show, and we're gonna do some cool live trading sessions there. So let's clarify. Someone asked, I have $130. What do I trade? So me personally, I'm in XRP at the current levels now, and I'll be waiting for a phantom pullback, to be honest. So I just want to quickly highlight where we're at. So big things that we did claim was the 28K. Was the 200-day, 200 weekly. So that's pretty good. Remember, we do have the super bearish signal. And that would be the, we reject this area over here and we create the inverse head and shoulders. What I'd be paying attention to now is if we do have a small rejection soon, I'll be paying attention to the buying, the pullbacks, and I actually hope if it happens today, we'll get a lot of that the buys within tomorrow. Just space it out now. If you missed the pump, wait, be patient. Like 2-3% lower than where we are now, Fanta becomes available, Algo becomes available, a lot of trades become available all of a sudden. So be a little bit more patient. But so far we're looking pretty good, guys. Hopefully this can be a massive October for us. So have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all tomorrow with tons of altcoins, tons of trades, tons of everything. If we can have bull markets, we're back, baby. That's the goal. I'm hoping. Much love to you all, and I'll see you all tomorrow.